we're bringing SWIS to Columbus.
Correct.
October 28th and 29th, right?
Yeah.
So I know this now. Like, a couple months ago, it was like, we were trying to figure it all out. We didn't want to announce any earlier because we wanted to make sure everything was secure with the hotel. Contracts are signed. We're ready to roll. So we're going to talk just a little bit about what's going on with this. Let's just start with how did this all come together?
I think the biggest thing is that I've been running SWIS up in Toronto, Canada, since 1999. And Eric, I think you came out in 2000 was the very first time, and then you came out with Wendler in 2002. Mm-hmm. And so been doing it for 20 years. And last one was in 2018. I was going to do 2020. We were shut down, COVID, everything else. And so I thought, well, they said it'll be 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and it's turned into 2 years. And you know what? I don't know what's going to happen in Canada. Canada has a lot of different rules and ideas on how to open things, close things. I don't really know what's going to happen. And so I came down in March for the Arnolds, and I stayed with Eric, and we were talking as far as, maybe we should do it here. And I thought, since half the presenters come from Columbus, Ohio, I thought, what, this would be a great facility. It would be a great city. It's already held the Arnolds for 25 years plus. And so then I reached out to you, Dave, and I said, you know what? I want to co-host this. I've always done it by myself, but I want to co-host this. Let's make this bigger. Let's make this better. Let's make this more exciting and more accessible to everyone. And so Dave and I, we hashed it out, and, we've been working really well together, and we've come up with a list of incredible presenters and the structure. And Eric and I, we were out at the Hilton Hotel yesterday and looked at the facility. It is beautiful. The rooms are enormous. We have lots of space for the exhibitors and the sponsors, and it's within the Easton Mall. You want to talk about that, Eric?
Well, the Easton Mall is supposed to be the biggest mall in the United States, outside mall, not like the one in Minnesota. The good thing about this is that it's going to offer every person that comes in, if you want to eat some way, I don't care what kind of way you want to eat, it's already there. If you want to have a nice facility, it's already there, including the rooms where you stay, including where you're going to have the lectures, including where you want to work out. And also it gave access to a lot of other things we had not had before. This is the first time that you can come to a SWIS conference and say, hey, I want to go see Dave Tate's gym. I want to see what is true, what is real. And I always tell people, this gym is the most unorganized gym ever with the best of everything. And I make fun of Dave, but I always go there and say, Dave, where is the leg area? Over there, right? And then, Dave, there's two leg of things over there, I said, well, yeah, I didn't want to move the equipment. So if you ever want to see a gym that is not only have the best of the best, you got to come to Columbus, Ohio. Another thing is, when Dave built this place, I saw he was building it to sell drugs because you cannot find it. I mean, the first time I came here, I'm driving. Thankfully, I believe in God, and there's a church right on the entrance of the gym. But you guys got to come and see this. And I think that the people that are going to show up to the SWIS conference are going to have the best experience ever. Not only because the speakers, but the facilities, because the amount of things that you can do outside of that area is incredible. I hope that you guys understand that Dave and Dr. Kinakin has put a tremendous amount of time into this. And the speakers this year are unbelievable. Yeah.
We started going back and forth, and it was, there's obviously a big expense involved in all this. So it's like, well, there's a hotel. Is the hotel going to be big enough? And vetting out the hotel, negotiating with the hotel. So it's, where we're at right now is on the website. The link will be in the bio for what would you call it? The early bird rate?
Yeah.
Right? Right. So the early bird rate will be, just to sign up, and then over a period of time, we'll have more of the formalities coming out of exact speakers and stuff like that. But in general, there's going to be 5 tracks, right?
5 tracks.
5 tracks. Yeah. So talk about that a little bit.
So the 5 tracks, so we've done it in the past where we always had a training stream. And that was the powerlifting, and that was the bodybuilding, that was strength and conditioning, that was speed. So anything that is for strength development. We focused in on that. Another stream is the nutrition stream, everything from hypertrophy, fat loss, for injuries. Dr. Serrano usually does great presentations. We also talk about, hormones, PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. That basically one of the only symposium that I've ever seen that actually talks about it with not only from academics, but from actual athletes. In 2016, we did the first one. Dave was there, Eric was on the panel, and we had Ben Johnson, who was the fastest man in the world at that time. As far as the sprinter, we had Dorian Yates, we had Kazmaier, we had a number of different people that were all talking about it, doctors. So we try and be as authentic, and we're not promoting it, we're not condoning it. It's just that's the reality of the situation. We have another stream that we bring in all the top doctors and therapists in the world, showing all their techniques. And you got to, it's almost, and some of it is workshop style. And then we bring in all the top rehab people in the world. Another one that we're going to be rolling out is, it's called Just One Thing. And what that is it's a 15-minute presentation. And what that is that what's the one thing that we can actually impact you with that you can use on Monday morning? Because sometimes the presentations can be theoretical, which is nice, but what's the one thing that I can get? So there's literally 39 one-thing presentations that are going to happen. We're going to be going on Friday from 1 in the afternoon till 8 at night, or whenever we end. And then on Saturday, it'll be from 8 until about 8. And then the networking, the partying, the meeting new friends, reconnecting with old friends. And I've said this in the past, and it didn't click in until 2018. I always said that the symposium happens in the hallway. It's not in the presentation rooms. The presentation rooms, it's basically one-way conversation. It's me talking to you, the presenter talking to the audience. You can ask questions, but it's usually one way. In the hallway, it's unbelievable. I remember the one year I walked up and you were talking to Stu McGill, and Donnie Thompson walks up, and also Chris Duffin, and you wander in. And so you got four of the smartest brains, all from different fields. And you as an attendee can walk up and listen. If you're smart, you'll just listen. Try not to add things in. You'll get them. And that's where the information really comes from, because it's a two-way conversation. And it's the best of the best that actually converse in that. So those are the 5 streams that we're going to be running. And this will be, by far, I've been doing it for 20 years, the list of presenters, but also the facility and everything else and things that we have planned is just going to be over the top. So it'll be the best one that we've done over 20 years.
Also, Dr. Kinakin and Dave did something that I don't think it happened before. And if I heard the conversation right, you said that you guys are going to offer CEU, CME.
Yep.
You guys, so anybody out there that I know is always a pain in the butt to get, oh my God, I need my credits for next year. And everybody waits until the end of the year. This is the perfect time to do that. You can have CME. We have PhD, MDs, DCs, PTs. We're going to have everything there so you can get any type of credit that you need, which will allow you to save for the year. You know, you want to spend your money on something that is going to give you something back. This is it.
Yeah.
They're going to even offer prices. I was listening to Dave and Dr. Kinakin today. I'm going to put my name and sign for the VIP pass, if I get to spend the day with Dave, or I get to spend a day with whoever, it's going to be cool. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
The one thing that Ken just mentioned is the networking aspect. And we just spent an hour, just brainstorming different ideas, because we want to take that and build out upon it even more so, because for a lot of you guys, you're intimidated to walk up to somebody in the hallway and stuff like that.
Yes.
So we're going to make that more comfortable. We're going to build that into the symposium more so. And the reason I jumped on it is, strength and conditioning, nutrition, my end of this spectrum here. I've been to every clinic, symposium, whatever you want to call it, and SWIS is by far, and anybody that's been there will say the same. It kind of sucks over the past couple of years, because it's like this isn't what last year I think you did it virtually for free or something like that. It's like, this isn't what it is. It loses so much of that, and the networking, the relationship part of it's huge, and you're bringing in people of. I mean, how often, even if you go to, I don't want to mention some of the other, bigger conferences, but if you go there, you're going to find a doctor, but is it a medical doctor? You see, so you're going to find therapists, but are they therapists or are they strength coaches that just took a certification?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to me, that was what's intriguing, because if I want to utilize, I mean, you guys have been my, small network of, I get hurt. I mean, Eric's my doctor in full transparency. And if I fuck something up, I'm contacting you, but your referrals are always strong. Everything's always strong. But, that's what you do, 100% of the time. There's a lot of people that's, quasi personal trainer therapists that are out there, but all they do is shit online, or they don't actually work on people all day long.
Right.
I want people that are working on people all day long. Now, this is the only symposium where you have all that in one place.
Yeah.
And you get
this is real. This is going to be real. It's not internet. It's going to be right there.
Yeah.
You're going to be there. This is only the only conference that I see people coming out of the room and they say, I want to get treated.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 3 different physical therapists out there. I'm going to give you the best option. Dr. Kinakin is saying he's a real doctor. He's a chiropractic doctor. Okay, let's establish that right now. He's not a real doctor. But I remember coming out of one year, and there's Dr. Leaf. And there's I can't remember, the one physical therapist, and there was the Dolphins. And in one freaking half hour of my time, I got treated by a chiropractor, which it made a massive difference. I go to the next table and I get the dolphins on my head, which they were making me sweat.
Yeah.
Remember that? I'm sweating there like, what the hell is this? I've never seen this. And here I am. I've been to every conference. I'm here learning stuff, not only on the lectures, but I'm actually experiencing, which you never see anywhere else. These are actually, ideas, but they're also objective. And there's people actually doing what they're telling you they're going to do. They're going to show it. Even this year, Dr. Kinakin was talking to one of the MDs that is going to be at the SWIS, and they're planning to do shots.
Yes, Jeremy.
So that is
PRP.
insane. That we're going to offer PRP. Your shoulder hurts, we're going to offer you PRP.
Well, not there. It'll be a demonstration.
There's going to be a demonstration. But I'm going to convince Jeremy German to say, "Hey, my shoulder hurts. Come on, do mine." But I think this is. I want you guys to be aware that this is the only sports medicine conference in the world that it might give you something. Oh, I'm going to give you a lecture, but you actually experience what is happening on the lecture. You're going to go out there and you're going to see all those people training people. You're going to see people rehabbing people. You're going to see people with different commodities doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is insane. It's awesome.
Now, to give you guys a list of and these are verbal confirmations at this point. So this is the early bird special, right?
Exactly.
So, and we're putting that out there because we hope it sells out, right? That's kind of the whole deal. And we really think this will.
Yeah.
And the price increases as we get closer to the event.
Exactly.
That will be on the product page as you go there. And we're building out a more detailed product page. Right now, it's just basically a checkout page because it's early bird. We got a lot more work to do.